Oh, great. You have us under your name. Okay, I see how it is. All right.
Well, it's my computer.
That's true. It's true.
So we have to play by Lindsay's rules
Welcome
today.
to my podcast.
As you notice, I even changed my location of where I'm usually sitting to do the podcast.
We're not even going to talk about wrestling today.
That's because we're all together in my game room, and we're doing a show live from Florida. So, with that being said, I'm going to have to say next week, we have to go back to my other side of the room where my belts are showing, damn it.
Yeah, you need the belts. You need the belts. I will say, though, being in this room for the first time, I actually thought this room was bigger than it was. Just from your camera angle, it looks like the drum set is so far behind you when it's really only like 3 feet behind you.
It's like sometimes when you watch a wrestling show and the arena looks 10 times the normal size, then you go to the arena, it's like, that's it?
Yep.
I thought the arena was bigger. That's the illusion I have here.
But I like it. I like it, though.
But stupid me, thought I was saving money, and I wouldn't have even seen the bill. When I had this house built, they gave me the option to take this room and go all the way across the other side of the house. And I said no, like an idiot.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Because I thought I was saving money. And it was only a few thousand, but think about it. And when I say a few thousand, here's what I'm going to say. You don't see it when you put it in the mortgage. It's added in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you paid, say, $500,000 or $600,000 for a house, if you add in $3,000 or $4,000, it's not going to really make a difference.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And I didn't look at it that way. So there you go.
We're trying to cut corners.
Well, there we go. And I actually did a bit of a preview video. If you wanted to see around Dvon's room here, a little bit of a shrine to himself. He is a Hall of Famer for a reason, though.
Have you ever seen the movie White Chicks with Terry Crews? When you walked in his house in the movie, and he's sitting there in a like Shawn Michaels Playboy pose with lambskin or whatever that was draped around him. I don't have that, but I have me in the ring.
I am kind of surprised you don't have that.
I will.
Okay, all right.
It's coming.
It's coming.
And on that note, we welcome our guest to save us from any further details about Dvon's tasteful nudes that's coming up.
Oh, just in time.
Yeah. Dvon, would you like to introduce our guest?
Absolutely. This person is someone that I admire and that I feel is probably one of the greatest female wrestlers to ever enter the WWE and one of the most hardworking women that I've ever met. And I'm going to tell you what, after this woman had a baby, she's in the gym cleaning and working out and doing all that stuff that I would have still been in the bed complaining, oh, my stomach hurts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, SARAH Logan.
Yay!
Hey, you look fantastic.
Thank you, Dvon. I'm sure your naked pose picture in your room looks fantastic as well.
Well, no, there are no naked ones. Only when I was able to wrestle without a shirt on and I look halfway decent. That's the only nakedness you'll see.
Although traveling down here, I was hoping to create our first Dvon Photoshop in a while, but I didn't get a chance. You did, when you were pregnant, you did the hand bra photo in black and white. I was going to make one of Dvon trying to do the whole thing.
Thank God we didn't have time. We would have lost viewers. I'll tell you that.
Might have lost some, but gaining the wrong ones. So.
Yeah, exactly. Look, the body ain't what it used to be. I'm getting old now. So.
Yeah. So how goes things? I mean, how is motherhood?
Motherhood is insane. It's like the most rewarding, difficult, amazing, physically draining, but also like, again, amazing thing I've ever done in my life. I try to naturally mother. So I'm trying to just kind of raise this little dude on the farm and not let the fact that I have a kid, stop me from doing the farm chores or working out so baby carriers are a huge plus in this house. I have several kinds. But it's been awesome. I see all these moms who I'm working out and farm stuff and whatever. And they're like, man, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, dude, I went through the exact same thing as you childbirth wise. I promise you can do it. If you went through that, you can, in fact, do what I'm doing. I have no doubts.
Well, when you said farm, raising the baby on the farm, I had to go back to the Rocky IV when he was fighting Drago and he's in Russia and he's in the barn. He's in the barn. He's working out. He's
do little baby
crunches. Yeah, I can
crunches,
see you having the kid doing that. It'd be amazing. I can see you doing it because you do it anyway now. That's the funny. That's the funny part about it.
We have no like liabilities here at our farm, so the kid can't pull his weight. He's gotta go.
So we still got under a grace period right now, but you know.
No, grace period was 90 days. He's already.
Oh, okay, all right.
Listen, you are a true warrior in every sense of the word. I just want to say that. Well, let me ask you a question. Any thoughts of returning back to the ring?
I like to say no one quits wrestling. Wrestling quits you, right? Like no one retires from wrestling. No one does.
Hey, I'm a prime example of it. I didn't retire. Vince McMahon retired me.
Right, like no one, and you're still producing. You're still in the business to a degree. Like no one retires from wrestling. So I'm sure once I'm like back to in-ring shape, whenever that happens, I'm for sure not done wrestling. And to be completely honest, I've been wrestling since I was 17. I'm not qualified to make money really doing anything else. So
it's funny, Sarah, because Arn Anderson told me a story one time. He said he went to college before he got into wrestling. He went to college. He did what our parents told us to do: go to college, get into then get into business. He did that, but he had been in the wrestling business for so long. By the time he was done wrestling, about 20, 30 years had passed, and what he majored in, he would have to go back to school to relearn again and then learn the new stuff. So it's like, okay, so I retired, 4 years ago? I've been in the business now almost 30 years. If I would have went to school for communication and broadcasting, there's no way in hell I would have been able to escape not going back to school, because just looking at the new boards now, it's incredible. I go in a WWE truck and I go, Kevin Dunn allows us to go in here and see how things work. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that board is all foreign to me. I've never seen half the stuff that's on there.
Oh, dude, I like honestly never like college is for some people, but like I never wasted my time going to college. Like 4 days after I graduated high school, I flew to Japan and became like a young girl and lived in the dojo for 3 months. Like I've always like known what I wanted to do and like how to get there. And I have no doubt that I would have wasted my time. And like my husband, Eric, whatever the hell you want to call him. Like he just recently paid off his student debts for something he doesn't use because he makes great money wrestling. He's a great wrestler, as he should, So it's definitely like, but I came from a family that was like, there ain't nothing wrong with learning a trade. Like I have a very blue collar family, like HVAC, like mechanic, truck driver, all these things. Like there was no shame in that game either. So
very good. Well, I mean, listen, you're doing a great job, and congratulations on all the success with the baby, with the family. I mean, you have your own family now. This is legit. I mean, you and Eric were family before, but now you got the little guy. This is like legit now.
Well, he's 4. He'll be 5 months on the 8th, so he's a little over 4.5 months old, and he is 20 pounds. Like he's not a little guy anymore. This dude is growing in ways that I didn't know were possible. Like I know people that are like, my 1-year-old is 20 pounds. I'm like. But yeah, me and Ray, we started dating before we got to WWE, and I never wanted kids before I met Ray, and like I always was like, I wonder why that was, and then I watched a season of Teen Mom and was like, this is why I never wanted kids before I met Ray. But it's Ray's been like such a great dad. It's amazing to see him become a dad. It's been amazing to see like how I'm choosing to be a mom. And I feel like being a mom, there's no better way to like trust your instincts. And like I said, my baby was going to be born on February 9th. He was born February 8th at 9:30 p.m. And I was in labor for 2 days. So definitely didn't think that was going to happen. But it's like, I'm sure Dvon, it just changes you,
It does, and you have, and Lindsay can attest to this too. It's a certain feeling that comes over you when you hear that baby cry and that baby's here. It's a feeling that you cannot explain.
It's true. It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I know what to do, but how do I know what to do?
Listen, I had I had the 4 boys before my 2 girls, and I cried like a baby holding my daughter, Talia, who's 2 now, because I wanted so much to have a girl. And until the emotional wreck started happening, I said, maybe they should have been a boy.
Dude, my labor was insane, and I guess Ray was like harboring feelings because it did last 44 hours. We had tried.
Hold on. Your labor?
How long?
I was in labor for 44 hours. So
Good God!
I wanted to have a home birth.
You took an epidural.
In hour 30.
Oh God!
Wow.
So like I planned to have a home birth. Like that's what I wanted to do. I was all set up. That's what like my birth goal was, So my water broke at home. My pregnancy was great. Water broke. Things were freaking going awesome. And about 24 hours into my home birth, I started I was at 7 centimeters, cervix, soft as freaking butter, 7 centimeters, progressing fine. And then my body just locked up. I don't know if my wrestler core was something's wrong, shut this shit down. But I started regressing, and my contractions didn't stop. I was contracting, I would have a real crappy contraction, and then a contraction where I couldn't move. And I was all right, I just need to surrender to this birth process. Maybe I'm holding myself back. So I was just letting the contractions come, and I'm just in the living room, and Ray said I'm haunting the house. I was in survival mode. My aura is just nasty. I'm not saying anything. I'm not being nasty. So then we're crap. My midwife was look, it's been 24 hours. I'm worried your uterus is going to close back up and you're going to bleed to death when this baby comes out. She's we're not at a crisis point yet, but let's not get there, because I live an hour away from a hospital. So me and Ray get into the truck. We're driving an hour to the closest hospital, and Ray, our GPS is so used to going to the airport, Ray goes the wrong way. So I get in the truck, and I see, I'm 40 minutes, sweet. I'm all right, 40 minutes, I'm buckling down, I'm not even looking at anyone. And then Ray turns the car around, and I open my eyes, and it says an hour. And I'm Ray, why does the GPS say an hour? And he's I'm so sorry, babe, I was going the wrong way. But I didn't say anything back. I can't
wait to see him now. Oh, I got something on it. You went to the airport instead of the hospital? Oh, my God. Listen, I know you, and I know how you are. That one day when you and Ray were in the car, and you guys about to take off, you got the car from one way, and Sarah wasn't paying attention. So I knew it.
That.
Yeah, you remember. And I knew it. Oh, my God. So her door was open, so I was let me go scare her. And I did. I scared the shit out of her. And I went to go, I pulled the door open, and I was rah, she went. I saw Linda Blair, I saw Linda Blair, Jason, and freaking Michael Myers all in one. I said, you better run. I didn't get far.
And you had
No, I ain't touching. No, I ain't messing with her. No, she called me. She's like, Dvon, I'm going to kill you. And I went, time to leave.
To your credit, you did run faster than I was prepared for.
Say it again?
You did run a little faster than what I thought you could. So.
Well, hey, here's the deal.
Many years of getting the tables, probably.
Yes, and here's the deal. I mean, I could always run, but as I got older, of course, the legs, the hamstrings, and I need to warm up and stretch. If I would stretch, you wouldn't have caught me.
So the moral of the story is, before you prank me, make sure you stretch so I don't catch
you. Yeah. Well, the moral of the story is, if you're pregnant again, I'm definitely not doing it, because you probably will catch me. And if you do, it might not be great in my favor.
And I that's just a weapons point. I'm not trying to hurt you with my bare hands. Why? I'm pregnant. That's full weapons.
Oh my God. I still to this day talk about that and talk about it in the locker. It was just too funny. And me and Ray laugh about it. The expression on your face, I wish the cameras were rolling. It was great. You were just It was right away, you went, I'm going to kill it, son of a bitch. Then you went, Dvon.
Well, in my growing up in my family, our last name was Macaulay, and it was the saying, it hurts to be a Macaulay. When someone pranked you, there was violence on either side. So my prank thing isn't to be oh, you got me, oh no. It's I gotta kill this guy now, he embarrassed me.
That's great.
I'm funny.
That is
So
outstanding.
when everything opens up, are you going to bring your little guy around? Going to
I'm not. I ain't scared. You know, like I'm not. I trust him. Like my immune system. I trust the immune system I'm providing my kid, and like, I don't know. I'm not. Like, of course, I'll be cautious and take the necessary precautions and all that stuff. But I think when he's about 6 months,
Right.
like we've driven places. I haven't flown with him yet, just because I just haven't felt like flying with him yet. But we've driven plenty of like he's been on like 6-hour car rides and yada yada. So we're definitely, and we camped with him for the first time last week. But we were at like a Viking reenactment festival thing,
Okay.
and Vikings like to drink and stay up all night. So we end up getting a hotel at like 2 a.m. I like Undertakered up and was like, "F this, we're leaving." Like we would camp out all day and like hang out and fight, but like once it got nighttime, I'm like, we don't drink, we don't party, and we have a 4-month-old son. Why are we trying to stay overnight?
Fantastic. So do we have any? Can we answer some of the questions?
Yep. We got one from Brian here. Wants to know, what do you think the odds are of you, Liv, and Ruby being together as a group in wrestling again?
I think it's great odds. Like we're best friends. Ruby actually lives 10 minutes from me now. I brought her and Raymond and tainted them both into the farm life. I'm trying to recruit more people.
Okay.
But I honestly would like to wrestle them before we got back together again. Like I would love to kind of go down that avenue because like we're all great solid wrestlers, and like me and Ruby, we like grew up in the wrestling business together. Like she was my like one of my first matches ever, which is horrendous. We watched it back and I cried so much, not because she's pouring out my face, but I would definitely like to wrestle them before I wrestled with them again. You know, I wanna kind of. It almost happened to WWE, like almost, but I'm not satisfied. I want more.
Okay. In a perfect world, if you could come back to WWE or really any promotion, what would your gimmick? What would you want to do? Like what how would you want to hit the ground running?
So, in my experience, in my, you know, looking at things and assessing how they are and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't, I think I have to come back as like just like to be as humble as I can be. I'm a fucking badass. Like I hunt. I'm
not gonna argue with that. You are truly a badass.
I have legit combat training. I used to do death matches for freaking nachos. Like I need to come back and have a knack at like being myself, because anything that's like super gimmicky or super, you know, that's like out there, it just doesn't get used that much unless you're those select few people. So like most of the girls' gimmicks that get like pushed over the moon, they're like, I'm badass. That's my gimmick, and I look like this. So you need to be badass, but like look different. So I'm just gonna go back and be myself, honestly. Like, and if that's not wanted, I'll just go somewhere else. Like,
I like that, yeah.
I've kind of made my life here the way it needs to be. So I don't need anything else really. Like it needs to add to my life now in order to do it. You know what I'm saying? I've been without now and I'm fine. So it's kind of like I think it's a level up as a wrestler to kind of get hired and fired and see that your life kind of goes on. That's kind of dangerous, you know.
It's empowering. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
knowing you're good at something, knowing that it may need you more than you need it, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. I like it happened, and obviously, like you're freaking devastated. Like my dream job just over within seconds, but like I was like, cool. So I immediately, Ray thought it was kind of like reboundish, but I immediately started training for an MMA fight. I was at the gym every day, freaking doing awesome, doing great. And me and Ray were like, hey, why this is happening? Like, we've never tried to have kids. Like, screw it. Let's try to have a kid. But it happened within like 2 weeks. We were pregnant. So I was like, oh, I didn't get a lot of time to try.
Sometimes when you're trying to have one, it's just like, it doesn't work. And then all of a sudden, when you say, like you said, let's have a kid. Like, all right, not a problem. And then all of a sudden, bam, you're pregnant within 2 weeks. It's like, wait a minute. How did that happen?
Me and Ray were both like,
Yeah.
In past relationships, me and Ray were like super careful, so we never had like a scare. So we're like, can we have kids? You know, like we don't know. And it happened like the way I knew. I went to tighten my weightlifting belt to squat, and I peed a little. I was like, that's different.
What's going on?
And Ray told me, I was like, I'm gonna take a test, and it was right. So that's all she freaking wrote.
That's great. And you were training even while you were pregnant.
The whole time. Up
The whole time, I
until
see
the day I gave
yeah.
labor. Yeah. Actually, what put me into labor, Ray, it was the second to last day of hunting season when I went into labor. And Ray was hunting that night and shot a huge buck. But with bow hunting, you shoot and there's a tracking to be involved. And I'm the best tracker in the family. But there was 10 inches of snow on the ground. I'm like, screw it. Put on my muck boots, get on my freaking Sitka stuff, and I'm tracking this deer for over 2 miles. And we're joking, like, if this doesn't put me into labor, I don't know what will.
Yes. All right. So you hear my 2-year-old. I mean, you know, she was trying to come up here. Somebody grabbed her and said, no. Yeah, that's what I deal with. But emotional.
I feel like yours is way more emotional than mine.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Wow.
Listen, you said my kids are more emotional than
my daughter was at that age.
my daughter is.
Yes. Good luck, my friends.
Oh, God. Sarah, you have no idea what I'm dealing with right now.
I think just because you have a boy, I think it's...
I like there's lots of estrogen just circulating through your house constantly.
Listen, the men have always been the dominant one in my house. Always. Now, even my dog's a female. And I get told constantly to pee with the toilet seat down. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't do that. Then I'll get it all over the place. I can't do that. You know, and then I get blamed for peeing on the toilet seat. I can't win.
Ew, bro.
Just put it down.
I do. Either that or I sit down.
Why?
When if I sit down, then I'm well, if I sit down, then they're telling me other things about me.
Well, apparently sitting down in Germany is just like common practice because it's more hygienic. So not judging you.
I can be German. I'll be doing that from now on.
I'm German. What do you want?
Just so the world knows that when I pee, I'm going to sit down from the time I'm here until the time I die. So will always sit down to pee.
I'm glad I gave you the confidence to finally sit down while you pee. That'll be on my grave when I die.
Now, wait a minute. Now, the question is this the first time I've always sat down and pee, or have I always sat down and pee? That's the question.
Ooh. That's a good question. I'll think about it.
I don't want to do that, but I can't.
What other questions you got from Miss Sarah?
Well, Brian's got a bunch of questions here. He wants to know what's the tattoo on your wrist?
Which one? Wait.
I assume the under wrist? Yeah, that one.
So, great. It's actually a good story, which is sweet. So, I spent a lot of time in Japan. Like, Japanese is almost my freaking second language. Collectively, I spent 9 months in the Japanese dojo system. And
by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you are the wildest Viking ever. Japanese, everything.
Yeah. Just like say Japanese to people before I kill them. It's awesome. But there's this Japanese wrestler, you may or may not know him, Dvon. His name's Fugo Yumeji. And I was in the Great Kabuki's little restaurant, and he
by the way,
started
fantastic restaurant.
Huh?
Fantastic restaurant.
Really?
It's like this big, but it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the steak was great. It's like small as hell, but the food is phenomenal.
You're like trying to get in here. But I was sitting there, and one of my wrestling like monikers was Kichi Guy, which means crazy in Japanese. But Kichi Guy is also like a bad word. Like if you say it on TV, it gets bleeped out. You know. So we were talking to him about it, and he started drawing like Kichi Guy on a napkin, and he put it into like a little like tattoo form.
Cool. Yeah.
So it means Kichi Guy. It means crazy in Japanese, which my former indie name was Crazy Murder Dobson because I did death matches just all the time because I was like, I'm going to get hurt. This is fine. Yes.
And what if the little one wants to go into wrestling? Is that something you're going to support?
Of course.
Very far away.
he's gonna take a different path than me. You know how like Fit Finley like was like, here's where you need to go, son. Or Dvon, like he's like, here's where you need to go, son. Like
He's failed twice already.
I have not.
I mean, they're actually really good. Your sons are really good at wrestling.
They're really good. They're better than me.
He's like, I'll admit that. It's fine. They're better than me.
They're more athletic than I ever was. I always admit that. I went on interviews and said that. I mean, they're really good. They're really good. They're a lot, like I said, they're a lot more athletic than I am. I think they'll get a lot further than I did.
And hopefully they get further doing less to their bodies than like what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm definitely gonna encourage not doing death matches to my son. Hopefully he'll just be as strong like his dad and just throws people that try to hurt him, which is that'll be the ideal situation.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, I think it's great, and you know I was totally against having my boys wrestle, but then I remember having a conversation with The Rock, and he said, "Listen, my dad didn't want me to wrestle either." Because it wasn't the fact that they didn't want to wrestle, they didn't think it was good enough. It was the fact that they knew how to business, how tough it could be, and the crap that goes on, the politics and all of that. We did it because we loved it and we wanted to do it and we were willing to deal with it. But to see your own child have to go through that, you want to kill everybody.
Especially like if your girl's getting into wrestling, that I think that'll be the freaking kicker.
No. I'm gonna say no.
If you're a wrestler, you have to be like how I did it. I'm just if someone would hit on me, if someone whatever, I was just so aggressive towards them. They're like, oh, she's crazy. I'm not gonna mess with that. But they wouldn't get offended because my reaction was so high. So there's like there's a fine line between like uncomfortable, like, yeah, thanks, I'm gonna try to leave before this gets weird, and being like, I will just murder you if you ever talk to me like that again. And they're like, oh, she's crazy. It's not my fault. That's all her. I'm like, yeah, it's not me. Fine.
Listen, I'm looking at it and thinking this way. I'm gonna put a baseball, a basketball. I'm gonna do everything, even a cricket stick in my daughter's hand, and hopefully she loves that and says, I don't want nothing to do with wrestling. I mean, I've already had 2 kids that said they wanted to do nothing with wrestling, but yet now they're in the business because they don't like physicality.
Well, like you're your kid's first like superhero. Like the first man your daughter will ever fall in love with is gonna be you. And
so maybe
you're so passionate. You're so passionate about wrestling, you love it so much. Even if you're like, no, that's terrible, don't do that. You're romanticizing it so much in your own head that like they're gonna love it. They might love it in phases, you know what I'm saying? Like they might like hate it one day and then love it and then hate it, but hopefully they're just like smart and go to school and become doctors or something.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they go the complete opposite way. I don't listen. Every time I try to get out of this business, something keeps bringing me back, and I hate it. And
just try to walk real funny and like, look what wrestling did to me. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll take after Taylor.
Hopefully, I pray they do. I don't want to see them in the ring at all.
But they would.
I mean, and have to deal with being on the road and the 300 miles to the next town, the agony of getting hurt and having to deal with that, and then
getting hurt and then driving 5 hours to the next show, and you get out of the car and you just can't move ever again. Get spina bifida, going from town to town.
I'm gonna tell this story. It's a little bit embarrassing, and then we'll let you go. But I basically, I was at a doctor's office, and the doctor gave me a bad shot, so my ass got infected. And it blew up like a balloon. And I'll never forget it. This is the time when I was with Batista. And we were driving together. So I was wrestling. Me and Batista were driving together, but I was tagging with Ron Simmons. And I remember Ron, I go, my ass is on fire. He goes, what you mean, Devin? I said, well, I got infected. He goes, Devin, what the hell did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. I said, the doctor did it. He goes, you gonna sue his ass? I said, I'm thinking about it. He goes, good, Devin. Well, what's wrong with you? I go, Ron, I've got like 4 golf balls in my ass. And I said, it's freaking huge.
And that was even before the injection.
That's what I was wondering.
Stop it. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's like, well, I tell you what, once you do that leg drop, you do. Try to hit as hard as you can and bust it.
Oh, no.
Hold on. What I do? I was like, okay.
This infection just spread out there on my whole body.
I think we were wrestling Funaki, and I think who the other guy was. I slammed Funaki. I went up to the top, and Ron just said, Devin, do it, Devin, do it. And I said, here we go. And I jumped, bam.
Never got back up.
And I just went, oh my God. And I got up holding my ass. And Ron and the referee goes, Dvon, Funaki didn't move. Why are you holding your ass? Why are you selling? Funaki should be selling. I go, you have no idea what's going on right now.
But my ass is infected.
You don't get it. So the match is over, and Ron goes, Devin, are you okay? And I just went, I think so, Ron. He goes, let's get that shit cut out of you. They cut me out. They cut it, and they put gauze in it. And I'll never forget, because, those nerves are exposed. Yeah, so Batista is dry. He goes, Rev, he goes, what would you like to do? I said, we got to go to the hotel. I got a flight in the morning. He goes, okay. I remember, he goes, you need to get me pick up your medicine? I go, yeah. I remember he went over the first bump. I said, Batista, please. I was like, please don't hit the bump no more. I was like, it hurts, please. He's like, sorry, Rev. Oh, it was great.
I've had a couple infections while wrestling, and they are not fun whatsoever.
It's not fun. It really isn't. But, hey, those are things that happen, and those are the things that I want to avoid for my kids. But you know what? They gotta be adults and grow up.
But you want your ass to get infected? Don't ever wrestle.
That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. So thank you for that. I'm going to say that.
That's great.
Want your ass to be infected? I'm letting you know now. Don't do it. Listen, I know you got to get back to the baby. We want to let you go. Thank you so much for coming back on the show. And we want to see baby pictures. I can't wait to see the baby. And again, you have such a glow on your face that is just unreal. You are beautiful inside and out. I love you to death. Please take care. And if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to call Dudleyville.
I love you, Dvon. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Have a good day. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. So with that, our next guest is actually waiting in the wings. Would you like to give the introduction again?
Yes, I will. I'll give this introduction to this young lady who I'm a big fan of. I think is tremendous. And I'm very sad that we couldn't get Shelton Benjamin on the show because she was going to light him up. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you one of my all-time favorites, Mia.
Hello. You're the only one sad that Shelton's not here, by the way. So I'm just gonna let that be known. You're the only one that's sad.
Well, hold on. Now, I was with Shelton earlier today because we were all at the Performance Center somewhere. So I'm here with Shelton, and I said to Shelton, I said, listen, I said, Mia's going to come on the show because she wants to talk about the things you said about her. And he goes, yeah, I saw a tweet. And, I said, oh, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, I made a comment on it. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I said, well, you want to come on the show? He goes, nah, Dvon, I got a problem. I said, you're scared.
I'm literally like, while I was waiting, I'm texting him because he's playing one of my favorite games. So he's like asking for advice. And I'm like, should I give him actual advice or things that'll get him killed in the game?
Because he lies. He tells people I beat him up when I didn't. That man hit me so hard, he knocked the hair off my head.
Yeah, he's a storyteller, but he's a big diva though, because if you hit him back, he's gonna complain about it.
He don't like that. He complains about you all the time.
I gave him one kick when we were in Ring of Honor together. We were just rolling around in the ring. I gave him one kick. He rolled out. He's like, okay, I'm done. Can't do it anymore. I'm done. Like, I barely touched you. He's like, yeah, I don't like to get touched.
I think we all know that Shelton knows when he met his match, and I think he met his match with you.
I love him though.
About that. So how the hell are you? How's everything? What's going on with you?
Oh my goodness. So as you know, I just left the PC a little late. So I literally just turned on all the lights, put my glasses on so I look like a hot mess.
You look great. Stop that.
Thank you.
Girl, find it. Go, girl. Go.
I'm doing good. You know, I'm excited to get back on the road, to see the fans again, to be back in the ring. I'm very excited. And like with wedding planning, you know, my dog just had surgery, so I'm taking care of him. My sister's in town. So like keeping busy, but no complaints. I'd rather be busy than not doing anything at all.
There you go. I mean, I agree with you. I'm excited too, to a certain degree, to being back on the road, but I also am not looking forward to it. And I say that because, of course, being away from home, the family, the kids, I mean, that's always a little bit of the downer part of this wrestling business. But I also feel that being back on the road with the fans and interact with them and to do things like that, I think it was well overdue.
Oh, of course. This has been what, like a year and a half now. Like I've never wrestled in front of no one. Like screens, like just no fans. So it's weird, but having to adjust, it's like now we have to adjust back to wrestling in front of crowds. So it's one of those things where it's like it's gonna make all the difference in a positive way. So I'm very excited to, you know, I like being able to sleep in my own bed. I like being able to stay at home, and you know, I'm a homebody, so I like being here. So I am going to miss sleeping in my bed 7 days a week, but outside of that, like I just to hear the crowd again is gonna just be electrifying.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, from talking to a lot of the talent in the back, they're all looking forward to it. And you know, do this quick plug. We got the next pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken, is Money in the Bank. After that, we got SummerSlam, which is going to be August 21st, live from Las Vegas. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to winning some money. So, yes, absolutely. Listen, if you guys give me your money, and I will play it for you.
Wait a minute.
And I'll give you your earnings if you win.
If
Live.
Mia, I think that's a fair assessment, don't you? I mean, if they give you money.
Would you trust Dvon with your money?
Mia?
Okay, thank you.
Mia?
Yes. Yes. If it's less than $50, yes.
where do you see?
There you go.
$50. How about it?
A lot of I play the quarter machine. I can do 10 times the amount if I play the penny machine.
It's true.
So I'm good with that.
My dad lives in Salt Lake City, so I'm like, I can't wait to go to Vegas so I could just take the rental after the show and drive up and see my dad. I want to get out of this party city and go see my dad.
There you go. Very good. I like that. So what other questions do we have for Mia now?
Now we got one about up, up, down, down. Where was that?
Speaking on, just to rub it in Shelton's face, let me turn on the little. There we go. Let me turn on my light to show off my trophy, my up, down, down trophy that Shelton has never held before. I'm a better gamer than him officially.
Love it.
It's great.
Very good. You know what? I'm so happy when we both go over on Shelton. It's so great. I love it. And I love it even more when you're the one making him suffer. I think it's tremendous, and I mess with him all the time. And I tell him, don't make me call Mia.
I was about to say, like, watching him on your show last time, I was like, I am so grateful that you have my back, Dvon. I appreciate it. It's funny because nobody ever has my back. It's always Shelton making fun of me, Shane Helms making fun of me, MVP, and I'm just like by myself, like, damn.
Listen, I got this. You get it wrong. But no, I got your back, and I'll be there. And don't worry, because especially when it comes to Shelton sits there and tells me I beat him up. I didn't beat that man up. I didn't beat him up at all.
Oh, there he go. What's he saying now? He's talking. But I love him. I love Shelton. Like, I know he says some good things about me, so I'll say some good things about him. But he's good people. Like, he's one of those people where, you know, after I'm done wrestling, when I'm not involved anymore, like, I still want him a part of my life, you know? So he's my older brother. Definitely an older brother that I can go to no matter what. I have two?
You have two.
Who's the other one? You're my wrestling dad.
Exactly. Okay, I'll take that.
You're all the beta brother.
I am not I'm 35. Give me a break.
You are?
35 going on 70.
Listen, I'm going to need you to come visit me in Rikers Island in New York because I'm about to kill 2 people. And I'm going to flee to New York. So then that way, they got to take me to Rikers.
I'm scared.
Just let me know what the bail is. I got you. Just let me know.
Back. See, I love it. Great.
Wait, I've been really nice to you. I don't.
You have not.
I'm gonna
been
go
out.
and fly back to
You want no. You're not going anywhere. You sat there and you trust me with your money. So therefore, you and Mo both. So therefore, I can't trust you. I gotta take you out. It's like the old mobster movie. We can't trust you. We're gonna go to an Italian restaurant and just be prepared.
Is that why you invited us down this week?
Well, yeah, I told her I have a lake in the back, right?
Mhm.
So, popcorn. So therefore, I told her I was going to tie her to a stake, run honey
So
from her big
detailed.
toe to the lake, and watch the alligator come out and have a feeding fest.
Damn.
I
You thought real hard about this.
know.
And the thing about it, it comes so naturally. I just think about things like that. Does that make me a serial killer?
Not at all.
Well, I mean,
No.
murders make you a serial killer, but
Oh, okay. You
But the thoughts are-
back.
I think everybody has some thoughts like that. It's fine. It's normal.
Oh yeah, I have an ex-wife that I would love to, and let her come up missing and whatever, and it was. But anyway, we won't talk about her.
I've listened to so many crime documentaries, you would not get away with it.
And my current one now, she watches Forensic Files,
Mm-hmm.
all that other stuff, and I go, I don't know why you watching that because they're gonna look at you first. I'm letting you know that right now.
She's gonna know what to say.
No, she ain't. She'll
She
be
says that to me all the time because me and my sister are both obsessed with like crime docs, mysteries, like the investigation Discovery Channel stays on the TV. So in the car, like I recently just started listening to podcasts and like YouTube videos. So I'll just put up like a murder mystery or a YouTube crime thing on in the car and just listening. Keith is just sitting there like,
Yeah.
He's quiet, isn't he?
yes, yes.
Quiet and extremely laid back. You can tell.
Mhm.
He's so laid back. It's
He
like,
is such a perfect match for me because after everything I've been through, like I need someone that is like I'm always hyped and I'm always like tense and on the defensive. So he's the type of person that'll keep if he's calm, I'm calm. And like if I'm hot-headed, he can get me to calm down. But he's not once ever raised his voice. I've never heard him scream before. And we've been together 3 years now. So it's like I think the worst, like he hardly curses, which blows my mind because I curse all the time when I'm not on camera. So like, yeah, he's a very calm to himself. Like he people watches. Like if it was to either go to a party or dinner and a movie, he would rather do dinner and a movie and come home and just like relax for the rest of the night.
him and I are so alike. God, that's what I'm doing.
Dan has a suggestion for a murder podcast, Small Town Murder.
Small town murder, hell yeah. Now that we're going back on the road, I need all the suggestions.
Yeah, how about just Purge Night?
What?
Purge Night.
What? Oh, is that the new movie?
No, I'm saying, yeah, that'd be the new movie that we would make it if we were back on the road. Purge Night. So
Man.
anybody that got on our nerves is purge.
Look, I ain't trying to get in trouble with my dad. I'm trying to get married. So I'm trying to stay out of jail at least for a little bit.
No, we won't. We won't get caught. We watch Forensic Files. Well, I don't, but you do. But you can help me. You just tell me what to do and what you do.
I do like the idea of this, only if like, you're driving around trying to find people and Keith's in the back seat. Say, come on, guys, don't do that.
Yes, that is him. That is him. However, he'll be in the front seat because he can't fit in the back. So,
I did think of that. Yeah. How is he doing? We haven't seen him in a while.
he's doing good. He's doing good. I'm not going to comment much about it until he says some stuff. But he's doing good.
Now, does he have that relationship like you and Shelton have that love-hate relationship? Does he have a Shelton in his life?
That's a good question because he's very like he has a lot of acquaintances, and a lot of his friends are like family or people he's known for decades. So I don't know. I don't think so. I've never seen him like with his friends. I never seen him have a friendship like I have with Shelton, because like me and Shelton, we just go back and forth with each other. Keith likes to sit and like talk about intellectual stuff that just goes over my head with his friends. So I'm just sitting there like, yeah, politics. I get it. But like me and Shelton, we just keep going back and forth, and I've never seen Keith do that with somebody.
Okay.
I think him and I would have the same views in politics. If somebody told me, I think we would.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Same views on politics.
But he's very like, he likes to know every aspect, right? So like even if he's one way, he still wants to understand and analyze why, you know, someone else has different ideas or whatever. He's a big analyst, which is what like me, I'm very emotional. So it's just like, I don't care. This is how I feel. I don't care. And he's like, no, we have to listen and hear everyone out. It's like, I ain't got time for all that.
Sometimes people got to see that because they know not to mess with you. I'm sorry. I mean, but if you got to think about it, if you know somebody's crazy or they will get crazy if you mess with them, and they can't go, they probably won't mess with you. And
yeah.
So I had crazy. I'm like, what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Slap myself, you know. I don't know it.
Right.
I don't know it.
Got to do the twitchy eye just a little bit.
Yeah, acting.
Yeah.
Question from John here. What's the favorite move of yours and your favorite move of Keith's?
Like wrestling move?
I assume that or the bedroom. Really, however you want to answer.
Well, we won't talk about the bedroom. My favorite move. I have so many.
Like dance moves. I don't know.
I can't dance, so that doesn't work for me.
He seems like he'd be a suave son of a gun, though. He seems like he'd be fast over the dance floor.
We don't go to clubs or parties or anything, so I've never actually seen him dance. And I don't think he's seen me dance, and I think it's probably for the best.
I think see around. Let's do this.
I think our wedding's going to be the first time that we're going to be dancing in front of each other or with each other. So it'll be interesting.
I want to ask you a question. Speaking of that, because I'll forget. You said I'm like your wrestling dad. Of course, you have in Salt Lake City. So when it comes time to give the bride away, can you have two dads give you away?
You're going to have to fight my mom over it, because my mom, she's like, I know your dad's going to walk you down the aisle, but you have two arms and I want to walk you down the aisle too. So it's like, my mom has been kind of like a momzilla. So you're going to have to fight her for that spot. I don't think you would win.
I can just grab onto the leg and y'all just drag me down there with y'all. So it's like, who gives this woman away? And your dad will be like, I do. Who else gives this woman away? Your mom like, I do. Who else gives this woman away? And I'm like, I do.
Now this is a good question here. Elder Byron wants to know, how did Keith win you over?
He was very patient and persistent, but respectful, because at that time, I've been through, you know, Dvon, you know, my past and everything. So I've been through a lot, and I just wasn't interested in a relationship. I didn't want to deal with any men. I just wanted to focus on wrestling. And I became really close with what's known as BRE now. So Jay Duke, Shayna, I became really close with them. So I was just focused on, you know, let me wrestle. I just want to be with my girlfriends, like just not deal with boys. And then we talked a lot, like years ago, but it was very platonic, very, very platonic. Just, hey, how are you? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to go do my own thing. And then it wasn't until WrestleCon, like 2018, I think, because this was right after I broke my leg. And this was my first show back after recovery. So then he sees me, I see him. It's, hey, how are you? I was just very happy to just be back in the wrestling world again. Like after being out for, I think it was like 4 or 5 months. Very excited. So we're just catching up a little bit. Like, okay, hey, here's my number if you ever want to like go and hang out or go get some food or whatever. So it was very just chill. And we went out to eat and we were, you know, like he analyzes a lot. So he's like, what are you looking for? I was like, well, I'm not really looking for anything. Like I've been through enough bullshit that I just don't want to deal with anything right now. And he's like, okay, no, I can respect that. And he just laid it out to me. He's like, you know, I think you're great. I've always had a crush on you. You always had like great vibes, great spirit. So I would love to see where this goes, but I don't want to pressure you into something that you don't want. So, you know, I'm just going to take a step back and I'll be here whenever, you know, you just want to talk or hang out or whatever. So it started off as a friendship. And then he asked me to be his last match before he went to WWE. So we had our match and then we weren't dating at this point. So we had the match. And then after the match, like we went and hung out some more, just, you know, dinner and a movie. And he was just very respectful because he knew what I wanted or not wanted. But he was always there just, you know, as a friend, just being very nice and considerate and just, hey, how are you? Like, you know, I helped him. I was living in Florida at the time and he was moving from Texas. And so I helped him like make sure he got a place that was in a good area, make sure that it was close to the PC, this, that, and third. And then when he moved down here, we got to spend more and more time together. It's like, you know how when you start talking to someone, you're like, okay, they're just playing it up because they are pursuing me and then things are going to change. So that was my mindset because he's a gentleman, opens the doors for me, make sure, you know, paid the whenever we go out and eat, he paid for everything. Like he was just, if it was raining, he would give me his jacket. So like I wouldn't get my hair wet, which is a big deal for me.
Yeah, I'm
so like,
a guy. I mean,
yeah, just a gentleman. And so in my head, I'm like, okay, he's just doing this because he wants to be with me. But it was so consistent. It was so consistent that I'm like, okay, let me see. This is probably what I need. Like I've never dated a guy like him before. I was like, this might be what I need because obviously everything else before didn't work. So I finally was just like, I asked him, I was like, hey, I think I'm ready. If you're still ready, I would love if we could, you know, be committed to one another and see where it goes. And so he was just consistent and he's never changed. He still opens the door for me. Like it could be raining outside and he'll still open the car door and wait until I get in before he even goes inside of his car. So he's always just been he's never changed. So it's just
step up my game.
Absolutely do.
I gotta step it up. Because when it rains, I cover myself. I'm like, yo, look. I
don't want to get my bald head wet.
Get my head wet and drip down my face.
No, it's messed up with the humidity.
You see what I'm saying? My goatee gets messed up.
Can't have that.
Yeah, no.
I use nice conditioning too, So.
Oh yeah, like this is a lot of work. So if this gets wet, it's a problem.
See,
and he knows this. I know you get it. I know you get it.
Let me tell you, forget about it. At the moment. I'm just saying, 2 steps up and a circle.
I do appreciate a good In Living Color reference.
I do.
So, yeah, I do.
Like Moby Dick, hold on, we pilot the co-pilot, we ready to go there.
I think there's more, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's really good to hear. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I know your time is limited with everything that's going on. Getting ready for Money in the Bank, getting ready for going back on the road, July 16th, returning for the live event. And for tickets, you can go to WWE.com to get your tickets. So please know that the WWE is back on the road. We're back to interact with you fans. And we got Money in the Bank. And of course, we have SummerSlam live from Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be there. We hope to see you there as well. Mia, thank you so much for being on the show. Wait a minute.
Can I have 2 minutes? 2 more minutes?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, Kristen.
You're
Come here.
Really?
I was just about to ask.
You can,
Come here.
That's my
wait a
first
minute.
Son.
Like,
This one.
I
And then you can I'm talking to this mic, and then there's Dvon. So
Hi.
my sister is a big fan of yours. We watched you growing up, so she just wanted to say hi. Dvon, I'm sorry, Dvon.
Testify.
Oh wait, I can't hear.
You can't?
No.
What the hell? You
Sorry.
broke it already?
Technical difficulties.
Sorry.
Hello? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear? Can you hear?
Bump the
I
button,
didn't
bro.
do anything. I didn't do anything.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
Okay.
Let me fix it. See, this is why we got to do it on the computer, because then I know what I'm doing. There we go.
Okay, now I can hear you. Hello.
Hello? How are you? Testify. Thank you for being such a good fan of mine.
Yeah, of course. You were like, I loved watching your table matches. I'm sorry.
Listen, I
Yeah.
love watching them too now that I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. I saw I was watching, and I was telling her the other day, I was watching a video on YouTube. It was you and Jeff Hardy that was kind of going back and like analyzing the different matches that you guys had. And that's probably one of my favorite videos of yours, just because I can see, you know, the throwback clips of you actually doing it. But I loved watching you kind of explain like what was going through your head and all the things that kind of went into making that match.
I will say this, a lot of fear hanging with Jeff. Listen, and I told them before this even started, I said, Jeff got 9 lives. Dvon Dudley doesn't. Okay? Dvon Dudley does not have 9 lives.
Yeah.
That man, and I just remember, and I always say this in interviews, I'm hanging on there. He's kicking for dear life, trying to get me out. And I looked down, I go, oh my God, can you please stop kicking me? You ever love me, Jeff, please. The ladder is not moved. And he's not listening to a word I'm saying. And he's been kicking. Meanwhile, I look to my left, I go, Edge, who the goddamn ladder now? Crazy. Move it. I mean, I'm closing up a storm because I'm petrified of heights.
Oh
So,
no.
I think I pooped on myself or peed on myself. But I'm sorry, but you try hanging 30 feet up in the air and have Jeff Hardy kicking you. Yeah. Look, there's no amount of Modium, Pepto-Bismol. You up there hanging with Jeff Hardy and he's kicking you afraid of heights?
We don't have a diaper.
I know I didn't have a diaper because I didn't think Jeff was going to kick me. The object was, before the match started, Jeff, do not kick me until the ladder is moved. And I get, okay, Dvon. Yeah, I should have known better at that point. I mean, I always said that I always get beat up because of what Bubba did, you know. Bubba always hurts somebody, so who pays for it? Who gets the receipt?
Yeah.
I'm going to get my brains knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Bubba went from behind. We were in Vegas for a pay-per-view. I think it was No Way Out. It was the Hardys versus Edge and Christian versus Undertaker and Kane. And and the Hardys. And we actually got rid of those guys, so now it's Kane and Undertaker standing tall. Bubba comes in with a chair behind me. I got a chair as well, but I hit Kane square on the back. Kane square on the back. What does Bubba do? Right in the back of the head to take him. Of all people, take him and bust him open. And all I hear is, motherfucker! And I went, oh, shit. I just remember taking Edge. I go, we need to leave now. And when we start fighting up the ramp, and next thing you know, now we come back towards the ramp, we bump Edge and Christian. Now we're waiting for Taker and Kane to come get us. And all I hear is Taker go, hit me with a chair, bang, bang, bust me open, bang. And I'm sitting in a fetal position going, it's the fat white one, not me. Not me. It's the fat one that hit you. In the middle of that, he started cracking up. He went from being pissed to angry to like just laughing. Oh, it was great. It was great. So all that stuff goes on in our matches, and nobody knows until we do documentaries like that, and we tell what happened during the story because we relive it. We know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
You know, hey, thank you so much for watching them and enjoying them, and I hope we were able to entertain you all those years. And thank you so much.
100%. When I watched that video, I wasn't sure if you were still involved with the company at all. So hearing that you were, I was really excited and glad that you get to, you know, help and inspire people like her. So thank you for
giving me some good advice in terms of my girls. I got 2 girls, 1 and 2 years old, and I'm petrified because I had 4 boys And I didn't have to deal with the emotional roller coaster that I'm dealing now with just 1 and 2 year olds. It's crazy right now, you know. And she watched videos, and I keep like this one keeps saying, "Just wait, just wait."
Yeah.
I've been warning him. I've been warning him. I'm like, it's gonna be good all the way up until they're like 12, 13.
I'm 14. I think it was annoying.
Listen, girls are work, but they definitely help you grow. So
No, and they do. And I think my 2 girls will keep me in line.
for sure.
Mhm.
I hope so.
And I'm not that bad. I calm down. This is not attitude era Dvon. New era Dvon.
Oh.
It's
Girl dad Dvon.
Yeah, girl dad Dvon. Well, we have to meet. I've never met you. I've seen pictures on Instagram that Mia has put up, and I asked her, I said, "That's your sister?" She goes, "Yeah." She was telling me about you. I was like, "We'd love to meet her."
Yeah, well, I'm here for a couple weeks, so for sure.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can bring her to the PC at some point. She's vaccinated. She'll be all right.
Well, it was a pleasure finally meeting you, and Mia, it's always a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you for
so much
having
for
us.
being on the show, and love you much, and I will definitely be seeing you soon.
For sure. Love you
Bye.
guys.
Thank
Bye.
All right.
I survived.
You said,
I'm
well,
still alive.
No, we did have one more guest, but
I
I told him we'll do it next week.
okay. All right.
Okay.
Do we want to say who it is?
Sure, Lacey from NXT. I forget her name in NXT now, but she was a student of mine. That
Okay.
is now in NXT. She has the dreadlocks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll be on the show. We got Byron Saxton.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
going to be on the show next week.
See, the Lacey one is brand new to us. We haven't even heard this yet
Yeah.
ourselves.
I just got a
You
text
never
message.
know what's gonna happen.
I got a text message during the show saying, "Hey, you still going to be on the show?" And we were in the middle with Sarah. And then we had Mia waiting. I was like, "Let's do it next week."
So Caden Carter.
Caden Carter.
Okay. Yeah.
And I tell her, I hate that name. Your name is Lacey.
Oh, she's badass too, though. Much
Yeah.
like the women we've had on today.
Well,
So
look who trained her. Don't say nothing, Mo. Mo, don't say it.
okay. Well, that's next week. We actually have a surprise for Dvon.
Hold
this
on,
week.
hold on.
Yeah.
And Mojo.
And Mojo
Mojo
Raleigh.
will be on the
So
show. So we got 3 guests coming on next week.
it's going to be a hell of a show.
Byron Saxton, and Lacey, aka
Yeah, Kaylin.
Kaylin.
No, so before we wrap this up, though, we actually have something for him.
We do.
I hope
We
it's
just,
not Linda Blair or her coming up the steps.
No.
with
We
Spider-Walk.
just wanted to thank you for your hospitality
Oh.
and thank you so
Yeah.
much for having us here and letting us take over your house.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
was
Thank you for having you, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
so
Great.
we got an item for you earlier, and we've already put it in this room for you.
Ain't nothing grabbing me, so.
Well, maybe look around.
See if you can find what we found for you. All right, see, okay, move this way. I have a roaming camera, so if you need to get up and walk around, you can.
There's a backpack right there.
It's not the backpack.
There's other things that would scare you.
Yeah. And so you get a nice look at Dvon's place while he's looking around.
I'm just gonna watch it from here. This is great.
Yeah. You can give us some commentary.
I'm
Actually, it's pretty warm right now.
He really actually is.
It's a little colder.
And I'm happy I'm right here.
Warmer.
Aw,
Warmer.
I cannot wait you're gonna love it.
All right, you see his little drum set there.
What the hell am I looking at?
Nothing right now.
I can know that.
But you're warm. I mean, you're pretty warm right now.
Which state am I going to go to get hot?
We'll find out. You know how to play the game. You got little girls. Come on.
Am I hot?
A little bit colder. Warm. Hot. Okay. Wow.
Oh
He's
my
blistering.
gosh! It's because he's like, oh, I want to look at the.
He's blistering.
He's
What did we
great.
add to the action figure
You
stuff?
son of a bitch! No, you didn't. Get this damn thing out of here.
I'll be hiding. I'm just gonna hide.
Oh hell! Why would you give me this? I don't want a Reagan doll. What the hell is this?
I
I
know
don't
you
want a
want.
Reagan doll.
You talk about
No, I know.
every week.
I have to get over that.
Not because you
No,
love
no,
her.
I am pissed at you.
I'm gonna
I
cry.
am-
You don't like her gift?
No, your gift sucks. It absolutely sucks.
I don't even love it. 'Cause it's
Why
from the
would
heart.
heart your ass? Why would you give me a Reagan doll? And
It's
if
from
people-
the heart.
Do you guys see
If
it?
people don't know what a Reagan doll is, it's Linda Blair dressed up as Reagan McNeely from the
Really
movie
well
The
done.
Exorcist.
Detailed. You have
Listen, I got a chewing toy for
the
you.
vomit.
I'm talking to my dog. I cannot believe you gave me that. Oh shit, no, no,
It's from the heart.
You don't
No.
like it.
no.
That is a table taught gift
well,
if I've
I
ever
guess you
seen one.
shouldn't give him the next gift.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
We don't
You
have
really
one.
shouldn't.
Yeah, we don't
You
have
really
that.
shouldn't. You can warn a brother before you. Y'all could at least met her first before you did this.
No, now you have something to get signed by her when you finally meet her.
Exactly. See, should appreciate it.
Listen, if you guys want this, please let me know. Send me your address. Go to Instagram. I have a PO
We're
box,
gonna give away our gift.
and I have an email that I can give you this, and do not send it back.
Will you sign it at least?
I'll
Oh,
sign
you
it.
should sign it.
I'll sign it.
We can all sign it.
And then, of course, this on the back. I don't need to see that. No.
But it's good detail and everything in that
It's
figure.
really good.
I mean,
it's really well made.
yeah.
Well, you know what? It's not really as bad as the actual
Look at the green
face.
in her mouth right there.
Look at the green. Look at the green throw up right
There's
here.
two heads. You can swap out the heads.
I'm not crazy.
It's not a curse doll. It's not a curse doll.
No,
No, it is a cursed
something
doll.
else cursed in this house.
Right.
It's not the doll.
No, it's.
I'll take it. I don't care. That's fine. They leave me alone. That's all right. All right. So if somebody wants that, how do they reach you one more time?
They can go to Instagram and DM me, or
Slide into his DMs.
slide into my DM. Just slide up in there, baby. You know what I'm saying.
That's weird.
And you can send me an email. My email's on my Instagram portfolio as well. Go on there, send me information, and I'll send it to you.
Oh yes, check out his portfolio.
My Instagram portfolio.
Yes.
136,000 views.
I got
Yeah.
5 views.
Yeah. And AC wants to know when I'm getting in the ring with you, and he's retired, so it can't happen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's done. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. No.
There are a lot.
Maybe if I get invited to compete in the Royal Rumble 2022, then maybe. But that's the only chance I'll ever get in the ring with him.
Yeah, that's the only chance.
Although we are checking out his school tomorrow, so
Yes.
we are looking forward to that. There will be pictures and video on the @Wrestling Audio accounts.
You know what?
So
Maybe we should do one of the shows from the school.
I'd be fine with it.
To come back.
Maybe we should all three get together again.
Okay.
Do it
I
again.
don't know.
Maybe for the 100th. Maybe for the 100th.
I don't know.
100th show.
I think
Yes.
I'm stay home. You guys can do it.
No, you come. I'll fly you first class if you come. Look at that. See.
Okay, if I have to. All right.
Can I stay at a hotel and not here?
Why?
What?
Why?
Wow.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with the house. It's just so many of them all the time.
This might be Lindsay's last week on the show because she might come up missing. So check out Forensic Files.
If I go missing, look for an alligator that smells like honey.
Sources say she was drinking that afternoon.
As you can see, so you never know. She might wind up falling into the lake. You just never know.
I mean, I found this candy. It's really good. Felt great afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was dead. It's so
And then she
weird.
passed out, and then that was it. Charlie had fun.
Charlie, that was his name.
That's what we named him,
Charlie
Charlie.
bit my finger.
Charlie.
Bit my finger.
You know they're grown now.
I know.
They had a thing on HLN, Headline News, with Robin Mead in the morning,
Mhm.
which I watch religiously.
We know.
Yep, I love Robin, and obsessed with Robin.
Infatuated.
Listen,
Infatuated.
I will say
Robin
that
Mead.
Dvon Dudley is infatuated with Robin Mead from HLN in the morning show, and Jennifer Hanover. I love her. So I'm infatuated with them. So all you sheet writers, make sure you put that, and make sure you put Devon's infatuated with Robin Mead from HLN in the morning. Let's see if they bite on that one. No, not really, because nobody really won't care about that.
I don't know.
But if I said anybody in WWE, if I said I was gay, then
Right.
they would
Of course.
worry about it.
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm infatuated also with Linda Blair. I love her. She spits out that green.
So much infatuated that he has action figures of her next to his bed. It's crazy. He's gonna
Look at
replace
that.
all of his.
We'll just get off screen and just let it
Memorabilia
be Linda and Dvon.
That's
She is an attractive woman.
See, there you go. And you're gonna be like, "Look, I collect your stuff," and then she'll be all flattered, and then
Here's my biggest-
you'll be so nervous you'll throw up on her.
Probably, but here's my biggest fear. If she went to go kiss me, and then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, like you kiss a girl and then use the tongue and that tongue. I'd freak out.
This is what it's like in real life with you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would freak out if she did that.
Why did I actually have to do it? Man, I wish I was.
It would be bad. It would be real bad. We got a baby crying down there.
All right, well, let's go take care of that, and then take care of Lindsay, and
I'm gonna pass out.
yeah, probably. So we'll see when we get all to get together,
Yeah.
when we 100, maybe not, I don't
What are we
know,
on
but
now?
this is 78, I think.
78.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
usually
start
we have the
planning.
number, but
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
planning.
We'll make it happen. So it's been fun doing it in person. Time has flown by, at least for
We
me.
had fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, hopefully you did as well. Next week, 3 guests. So again, give us that like and follow so you can interact with yourself. The show's not just about us.
It's not.
It's about you as well.
Excellent.
Mostly
Oh.
Dvon, but everybody else.
No, I'm second.